Hey everyone, it's McGuirk here. I'm back for some more No Man's Sky. I think trying to fill in a gap for one of our other videos that we couldn't make it in time for. Let's see. So, I've played a lot more. Anyone who remembers the first video, I've played a lot more of this since then. I have a lot more slots in inventory and a different ship now. And way too many exosuit inventory slots. So I've gotten to the point where I feel like I've pretty much seen everything. Kind of everything is just following a pattern. It's just a variation on a theme of something that I've seen before, for the most part, and I pretty much just want to get to the end of the, or like the center of the galaxy now and see what's there. So at this point, mostly just go to a planet to open these like Atlas drums, because they have like the kind of components for or for satisfying the recipes for the components for a formula for a warp cell, the fuel for the hyperdrive to jump between stars in space, and just exploring planets just a little bit while I search for those. Fire has ravaged the ship's interior. Wads of burned units lie scattered throughout the hold. The pilot lies here, close to death, pleading weakly for help. There is little I can do to help them, save kind words. Sure. Comfort the traitor. I get a blueprint, which I feel like I have all of them that it will give me. And so, when you find a crashed ship, they're going to have a number of slots like close to what your current ship has. And probably also an amount of technology similar to what your current ship has, but a random amount of it's going to be damaged. And I did use that quite a few times to get my ship where it is, because it seemed to be much better to do that rather than try to save up money to buy one, because they would just get massively expensive. Like, this ship, if it wasn't damaged, would cost way more units than I have even now. But I am happy with my ship, and like I said, I pretty much just want to try and finish the game. So I'll just explore this planet a little more till I've filled up my exosuit inventory. Oh, I've already filled up my exosuit inventory. Alright then. Sell some stuff, and then on to the next system. Where are you, space station? I didn't think I was that far off, but I was. The small creature is busy adding up trade profits when I appear. Its eyes open wide in anticipation of our first contact, and it rubs its fingers together greedily. It pecks emphatically at the monetary figures on its pad, then bounces up and down. I can't help but notice that it smells amazing. So the amount of Gek language that I know here for this person's communication is pretty good. So he's saying that the custom of the Gep on first meeting each other is to exchange units. Although, well, it kind of seems like he's just asking me to give units. Is he going to do the same? Whatever. 10 units is nothing. And I can see what kind of things these other ship pilots have for sale. There's some inventory that I do want to buy because when you go through black holes, which are supposed to be shortcuts towards the center of the galaxy, it can damage some of your ship's tech. And I've got one damaged where the resources to repair it I don't have enough of, and it's something that's hard to come by. Gekjoy! Trading Dasbrefafrag! I've had this phrase without this last word translated for a very long time, and it just always sounded funny to me to try and read it as is. Yeah, like if I look at this ship would cost 8 million units. It's not as good as my current ship. And I don't know if I've even amassed 8 million units throughout the entire game. Alright, but I have powered up my hyperdrive and made a spare warp cell. So let's warp. And I got to the point with the name of this planet where don't care too much about trying to come up with names, and I simply named it after the exotic resource that exists on the planet. I guess it would help anyone who wanted to collect that resource, at least, if they happened upon it. I have my hyperdrive upgraded all the way, as far as I know. I have like 3 upgrades for it. And you actually run into a limit on how much it will just tell you on the path that you're supposed to follow. Like, I'll run out of additional stars to like path to before I'll reach the range, or like the distance range of my hyperdrive. Like I could easily go like 700 light years, but this is as far as it'll tell me is a path towards the center for this area. So let's see what we can find in the system. I'd like to explore, like, I probably could try and just grind this out faster and, you know, just get what I need to make a whole bunch of warp cells. But I still feel like giving it a chance to see if it will manage to come up with some different thing that I've never seen before. Giant crab things. I have seen a number of giant crab things. One thing that I do think is a bit of a missed opportunity in the game, so they do seem to just decide that the planets will generally not have, they will generally have more like herbivorous creatures than carnivorous, and that probably makes sense proportionally for what a population could support, but it seems to be kind of random what the carnivorous creatures will look like versus herbivorous, and I think, like, realistically, the morphology of a creature probably relates a lot to its behavior in terms of, you know, hunting or just being on the lookout. So I feel like it should be a little more consistent what a thing looks like, to be whether you could expect it's going to be a dangerous, like a creature that's going to be hostile and attack you, or if it's just going to leave you alone. There's a world turned to dust long before the rise of the Vy'keen, where the natives turned against the Sentinels. They chafed under the omnipresent eyes of the machines. Resentment begat violence. Drones were destroyed. More natives fought, and so came the bipeds, the quadrupeds, the interceptors in the sky, these and more. Soon there was war, and still the machines came, in exponential growth, until at last they ended a species as a punishment. Still, the galaxy refused to learn from this. This universe has some problems. Sorry there, giant crab. I couldn't see you at first because the pop-in. Is there a connection between the monoliths and the Sentinels? The origins of these ancient structures seem to predate all known civilization, although over time they've become imbued with the beliefs and the histories of the creatures that evolved around them. What if there was a precursor species that came before us all? Imagine one of such infinite knowledge and interstellar power that even after extinction has erased their traces, their tools remain for us to pore over, like an infant confronted with a fusion reactor. A giant ring structure is kind of interesting. Looks like it's just a rock formation. It's not one of the resource nodes. They have some that are ring-shaped, but I want to try to fly through one of those, but I'll probably find that the flight controls just don't even allow you to do that. Yeah, it's probably not going to let me fly. Or is it going to let me? Nope. Autopilot just won't let you do it. Keep going down. It's not gonna happen. Okay, well, filled up my inventory. So, I'm gonna sell stuff and leave this system. It is nice that it'll curve you around the planet. The warrior is tracking the paths of hundreds of warships across a galactic map, all converging on the same planetary system. This does not bode particularly well for the system in question, which appears to be populated by beaked traders of some variety. A course plotted by the warrior itself has come up short. It cannot make the complete journey. It slams its fist against the terminal and howls until spittle flecks my visor. Glad I'm wearing the visor. And this pretty much just confirms that he wants fuel to help with this honorable war. Well, my position on the Gek has changed throughout the course of the game because of paying attention to what the plaques that you run into, like the monolith structures, tell you about the Gek, and they seem pretty bad. So I'm going to help. They seem to have, the Gek seem to have a goal, well, they have already in the past enslaved the Korvax. And they seem just pretty hell-bent on, like, domination of the universe, and seem to be really cruel overlords. And we're off. Let's see, so I have been foregoing this Atlas interface stuff. They kind of give you a choice to, like, hold your hand and lead you in some way, and just kind of felt suspicious of that, so I've rejected it the whole way through. But as you can see, so I have 173,000 light years to go, and I'm currently going about 500 light years at a time. So it's still going to be a while. I need to find more black holes, I'm sure, to hopefully be shortcuts. Although I think the last one I went to seemed like I was still the same, roughly the same distance away.